Let's say you swap your nightly cookie for a small handful of pistachios. On the surface, that feels like a tiny, almost laughably modest change, a nutritional shrug. But zoom out, way out, and that single snack switch starts to look like a butterfly flapping its wings in the digestive tract of a nation. Because if enough people made similarly microbiome-friendly snack decisions, we might not just see improvements in individual health, we could begin to shift the arc of public health itself, especially in the fight against type 2 diabetes. Here's the logic, built from the microbial level upward. The gut microbiome is no longer just a side character in nutrition, it's a star player in metabolic regulation. Gut bacteria influence blood sugar, insulin sensitivity, inflammation, appetite, fat storage, and even circadian rhythms. And unlike your DNA, your microbiome is surprisingly pliable. In fact, it responds dramatically and sometimes rapidly to dietary changes, particularly fiber-rich, plant-based whole foods like legumes, leafy greens, whole grains, and yes, nuts like pistachios. Now consider this. Emerging clinical trials using randomized crossover designs, the gold standard for nutrition research, have shown that replacing processed, refined carbohydrate-rich snacks with fiber and polyphenol-packed foods like pistachios can measurably improve microbial diversity, increase beneficial short-chain fatty acid production, reduce markers of inflammation, and stabilize blood glucose levels, even in people with prediabetes. These aren't vague benefits. They're the very pathways that underlie type 2 diabetes risk. So what happens when this research leaves the lab and enters the lunchbox? Let's do some completely hypothetical but not implausible math. Suppose 25 million adults at risk for type 2 diabetes, say people with prediabetes or metabolic syndrome, begin incorporating just one small microbiome-friendly snack per day. Let's say a quarter cup of pistachios or a small serving of berries and legumes, in place of an ultra-processed carb snack. Nothing fancy. No green juice subscriptions or personalized DNA diets. Just a smarter snack. If even 10 to 15% of those individuals experience improved glucose tolerance or delayed progression to type 2 diabetes, we're suddenly talking about millions fewer cases of a disease that costs hundreds of billions of dollars annually in direct healthcare costs, productivity loss, and human suffering. And this isn't science fiction. It's already been demonstrated at the individual level in controlled settings. The question is how to scale it. That's where public health strategy comes in. Shifting a population's gut health doesn't require a biotech miracle or a moonshot. It requires repeatable, culturally adaptable, affordable food choices. Public nutrition programs, school meal designs, healthcare reimbursement models, and even vending machine policies could be shaped by what we now know about how certain snacks support or sabotage microbial resilience. Snack reform might sound less sexy than pharmaceutical breakthroughs, but in terms of cost-effectiveness and ease of implementation, it's hard to beat. Of course, not everyone's microbiome will respond the same way, and that's okay. Personalized nutrition based on gut profiling is gaining traction and may help fine-tune these approaches in the future. But as a baseline public health move, favoring snacks that promote microbial diversity, anti-inflammatory pathways, and stable glucose seems like a no-regrets policy. It's the rare case where what's good for your microbes is also good for your pancreas, your health budget, and probably your mood. So no, swapping your cookie for a pistachio isn't going to cure the diabetes epidemic overnight. But multiply that choice by millions and support it with smart policy and food access. Suddenly, we're not just feeding people, we're feeding a healthier microbiome infrastructure across the country. From gut to glucose to government, the path to better health might just begin with what's in your hand at 9 p.m. And if it crunches, even better.